Hey, welcome back. There's no way in hell Simon loses. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm gonna get pissed as fuck if Simon loses. If you think Gurren Lagann, it's your anime, by the way. There's no fucking way he loses. You know what happens at the end. You know that epic fucking fight. So, let's go. Yep. Tengen Toppa.
Simon the Digger.
Yep.
Kyle
My boy.
Rayner, the White Lantern.
Two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job
Yep.
to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Deep underground, Jiha Village
Yeah.
lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's
Yep.
where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight.
A whole ass metaphor for the Plato's Cave. And the other one of those anime that's so silly and stupid, and then you rewatch it and you realize how deep it was actually. It's super deep.
At last, Kamina,
Yep,
the great
the
and
goat.
mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simon.
Yeah.
He was there too, I guess.
Simon was a digger, content to drill
That's
endlessly through
21.
the dirt until
Wow, Simon was 188 at the end? Holy shit.
the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated
It's a
the
mangaka in
mysterious
another
fairy
universe.
mech
What?
that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina
Yeah.
finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a
Beautiful.
life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the earth for
That sword
cruel
scene. Oh my
chimeric
god.
beastmen, and Kamina
Yeah. That keeps going. It keeps going and
his
going
compatriots
and going. That sword was huge.
against them to reclaim the earth for humanity.
Yeah.
Scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And
Yeah.
as befits Kamina and Simon's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With Kamina piloting the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's
Yeah.
willpower and capable of making any weapon they
Yeah.
can
Runs on willpower. Facts. And it gets stronger.
imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack, a
Yep.
sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
Drills!
Giga drill brain.
Mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills,
Yeah.
and everyone's favorite,
Yeah.
the Giga Drill Bureku! Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up?
with Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Yep.
And it was all Simon's fault. He let his willpower waver.
And he came back mid-fight after that. The motherfucker Chad didn't let death stop him from saving Simon.
And his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simon who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time.
Yeah.
It was Simon who found Lagann, Simon who pierced the surface, and Simon who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power,
Yep.
an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Okay.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simon can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all-time space
See what I mean? There's no fucking way he died.
dimensions, all within a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light. Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
I've been saying that Simon is the strongest character in all of anime. For sure.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes.
Yep.
You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap, the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simon and his spiral power are just built different.
Yeah. This moment. When he comes back. It's such a good episode, holy shit.
Fired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and scope.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine
Yep.
a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay. That's
Wow, they really went in depth, huh? Yeah, they heard kick logic out the window and do the impossible, and they said, nope, we're gonna do the math. Holy shit.
not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution.
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann.
This is
Nah. You can't just say it. You have to scream it. You have to do it with passion.
when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like shooting missiles that alter probabilities so they have a 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies.
This is a... Fuck, it's like a top 2 fights in all of anime, by the way. Top 2. Top 1, I think it's in Hunter x Hunter. Netero versus the King. And this is top 2.
Around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant universes.
Yeah.
Simon's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does it
God, I can't wait to see reactions to this. There's so many people who don't know Gurren Lagann who are gonna be like, what the fuck? The fuck? He does what?
mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, Wiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann! Lagann.
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe. Meet the indomitable human spirit.
Proving Commonest words prophetic, that Simon's drill is the drill
Yeah.
that will pierce the heavens.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simon chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up, for all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
That just made me want to rewatch this show. Ending was kind of trash, not gonna lie. It got me emotional, but it was kind of trash that's his ending.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire,
Okay, this is the one I know nothing about. Well, kind of. I've seen YouTube shorts and stuff, but nah, no way Simon loses. Come on.
alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps. They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him. You love him.
Mhm.
You might hate him.
Yes.
But you gotta respect the man with a...
Oh, fuck off. There's no way. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Did Ben 10 lost? Do they know he can't die? Do they know it's actually impossible to just kill Ben?
will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own.
Yeah, most people just get the job because they were there, by the way. Oh, you're here? Okay, you got it.
Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient fox can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them...
Ah, fuck off. Just so you know, the lasers seem on fire that go to a Planck length. That's just because that's literally the fastest way you can possibly go. But he can go faster than that. Don't use that fucking bullshit to try to get to make it seem even. Come on.
fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Boozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the crisis on Infinite Earth.
You know, they forgot to at the time, Simon, not even with Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, just normal Gurren Lagann, open a fucking hole in the universe. Like it just straight up open one, throw someone in there and then physically close it.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait,
Low diff. Simon Lodis.
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle
Jesus.
finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The final one was the sapphire light of love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged and Kyle became a White Lantern with total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
I'm not impressed. Simon is winning. Come on.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and
fucking course. Okay. Comics have no new ideas, huh? They keep pulling the same shit. This is just Century all over again.
throughout it
I mean, I guess if it's not broken, don't fix it.
all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their
facts.
command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings. Hey, remember Beerus vs. Sailor Galaxia? No? Well, that's
No.
because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But we
What?
have a solution. It's our own website.
Oh, fuck off. Was it toy? Was it toy animation? I know Dragon Ball is. I don't know Sailor Moon's toy, but they suck with fucking copyright. If even Death Battle can get past the copyright, fuck. We're all so fuck.
All right,
God damn it. Okay. Like I said, Simon got this. Easy, low diff. It's gonna be absolute bullshit if he loses. Just like Ben 10.
combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Yep. Hey.
All right, I'm not rusty at all.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the
Who the hell do you think I am? Hell yeah. That's what they fight? Ah, come on. Alright, let's go, Simon.
hell do you think you are?
Yep.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Oh, that's cool.
Tell me about it. Four!
Ah, come on. Come on, Simon. Focus up.
That's nothing. My drill will pierce the heavens.
Yep. Yep. Oh, fuck yeah, let's go.
Take it to Gurren Lagann.
What the f... That escalated quickly. What the fuck? Simon, you don't need to use that to beat this clown. Hey.
Lantern. We do the impossible.
Set.
The invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Row, fight the power.
Break the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know.
Yep. Yep.
I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
Yep.
stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future.
Nope. The whole point of Gurren Lagann is that willpower overcomes everything. You're not gonna stop him.
Choose life.
Have faith in a Simon that believes in you.
Yep.
Super taking to Gurren Lagann.
Yep.
My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens. Giga Drill Break!
That's a finishing move. This fight was really sure if this is about to end. Ooh. Yep.
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight.
Ooh.
Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Okay, this is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. This is a whole ass reference to the end of Gurren Lagann. Oh, so good. Yep.
Let's see you grit those teeth.
Ah, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. They're gonna say like he can't die or some shit. He should be dead by then. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, oh, no. I'm gonna dislike this video so hard.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew. I don't trust these clowns. They don't make the good decisions. Thank goodness. By the way, that ending makes perfect sense. Simon is the perfect person to be a Green Lantern.
Who the hell do you think I am?
Yeah.
KO! For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses!
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
Yep.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source
Yeah, Simon wasn't gonna lose.
of everything for both
Yep.
of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth
Because that's how a drill works. It gets stronger with every step.
required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough
Yep.
to close the gap with Kyle. Especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge. Especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like
Yep.
he did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Nah. So what? Who the hell do you think I am? Not legit. Simon's whole thing is that we evolve to be stronger than the person we were before. Even with the life equation. Who gives a shit about higher dimensions?
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't
Yep.
that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle,
Such a good fucking show.
which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope
Yep.
Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Next time.
Okay, next time.
Death battle.
Oh. A cartoon special. The one is a fucking moron. But if they go by fits, I guess he's survived way more stuff. I don't know. That one's kind of goofy, the both cartoon. I'm gonna give it a like just because Simon won, obviously. First I ever seen where just doesn't care, everyone loves and respects both sides. Nope, I give a shit that Simon won. Characters, yep. Anyone said the main reason Kyle lost because he really isn't the main being in his universe. Really cool. Yep. Let's about the faster speed calculation here at the record. Okay, I don't care. Alright, that's fine. Simon won. That's all I wanted. So I'm happy.